you'll be able to see the presentation there. So I advise that we do not enable the videos. Okay, Peter. I wanted to be
okay, yeah, to share.
Oh, okay. Now let me just switch this one off. Okay, we are also live on YouTube, like I said. Over to you on that day, Peter.
Can you assist me with the sharing part?
Oh, I see there's a hand, but like we said, we will not take questions now. If you have, if maybe you cannot hear us, you can maybe send your comment on the chat. For now, that Peter, please proceed with the presentation. Let me also record our meeting.
Okay, can you see what I've shared?
Yes, that you can go ahead.
Okay, that's great. I thank everyone who has attended today. It's very critical that we get to understand this presentation very, very carefully, and because I keep getting the same question, so I really need you guys to have a piece of paper, make notes, and take note of everything, and so that when you're asking questions, you can be able to really ask questions based on clear understanding of what I've said and the notes that you've taken. Just as you see the first slide, we are going to go through the Weonome web app platform. We'll also discuss about the yearly auction of 8 million Class B shares and Class C shares, the virtual cards, and the coming listing of AEEX gold custodial certificates, which is happening in June. And much more clearer also, we'll also be able to touch about the global referral platform. So we're going to have a very comprehensive presentation today to better understand. So the presentation will mix up both Weonome and AEEX. And so this is a wonderful month, especially June. And so we're going to have quite a lot of activities happening in June. And so I'd like you to pay attention as all these two different projects take shape. You've heard so much about Weonome. Most of our Weonome shareholders who are with us who have never heard so much about AEEX will also be able to know a bit more about AEEX. And so these companies are very unique in the setup. So some of you have shareholding in both companies. Others, you just have shareholding, especially Class C shareholders, you're only in Weonome. So that's amazing. So we'll be able to go through this. So this second slide, we are going to look so much into the digital wallet solution and the Weonome Pay. Now, this is very much important because we would like to look at a clear process that will help us to pay all the different shareholders, currently Class B shareholders who are beginning to start to get their share monthly pay. And we're also looking at many shareholders who don't have bank accounts across the African continent and who'd like to participate. And so we think our virtual cards will be very critical to really help them out. We're also looking, as I just told you, that we are launching a listing of AEEX next month in June, and the process and the dates will be provided to you, but we just thought it's also very important for you to understand what is about the gold coins, how it came about, and where we are today with Weonome, and so much great news that is happening. So we are also going to talk about the Weonome Global Referral Platform. This is exclusively for shareholders who are properly registered with us, and they have the share certificates. And also another news, Class C shareholders will also be able to get their shareholding agreement. And so they will definitely qualify into this referral program, which will pay shareholders $200 for every new shareholder that comes on board. And the shareholders who, just for becoming a shareholder, you will be able to be credited 15 US dollars, and we'll be able to let you know where that money comes from. It's simply from the shares that the company has, and because the only value that the company has is the more global service that you're able to provide, the more your shares become a unique currency to many people globally. So it will be very easy for us to actually provide $200 for every new shareholder that comes on board. There's going to be a criteria for qualifying for $200, and for very active shareholders who are networkers, they will end up even earning 60,000 US dollars. All that set up into a unique shareholding program for them on a monthly level. And so that's going to be amazing, and why we need to pay that $200. It's very critical because we want to build a huge network, and you'll be able to understand that as we speak with you right now, Weonome impact has already hit Facebook, and we have, out of good heart, that Nadel Tebel was able to share with me something similar on what Facebook has realized the potential of what we're doing, though they cannot mention our names, but that is exactly why we are here. And I just want you to always remember, when you hear the word Weonome, it simply means we own it. You and me own what we're building. And what we're building is simply one of the extraordinary platforms that will be able to serve you and me and many millions of people who will be coming to use the platform, but in a very unique way, that the platform is there to provide all the users what could have been limited for a few can now be spread out to so many people who join. So we are not just having the profits or whatever share revenue model for only a small clique of people, like what is likely being preferred by Facebook. But Weonome is saying anyone that enters through Weonome platform, he is guaranteed to participate and earn, a share monthly income, and any activities can be monetized. Monetized means that creates any kind of income generation. Everyone has to. Yes, there will be different ways that people can earn, but at least everyone has a stake to have some kind of income from the process. So that's very important. Just as I told you that we'll be mixing in here, AEEX is listing this month. This is very good news. We actually got approval for 19 billion rands. That's over 1.9 billion US dollars. And this is going to be on a Seychelles stock exchange called SEDEC Exchange. It's a hybrid exchange that can take up the traditional listing and also can take up the blockchain kind of listing. And all the custodial certificates, 1.2 million, each one goes for 26,000 rand. And so we have a group of AEEX shareholders, new and others who have been with us since this program started, who will definitely be celebrating after the listing. And so it's very important to explain to them that what happens when the project lists, and thereafter, and how Weonome is going to be involved in the listing of these particular custodial certificates. And so AEEX custodial certificates is the second in the history of South Africa, after the one we have Krugerrand custodial certificates, which have been there for more than 67 years in the history of South Africa. So we are setting up a new custodial certificate for AEEX. It's a new gold coin in Africa, which literally targets our people. We want to make sure that we end poverty, and the only way is to make sure your personal income, personal economic lives really change. And so we'll be able to explain that. We'll also be able to go through the gold coin website of AEEX so that you're able to understand the whole process and the whole comprehensive information that we have there. And so if you want to benefit from Weonome and AEEX, you have to read and read and read as many times as possible. That's when you can be able to understand. So our business model is not like the flashy ones. Yes, we do talk about money, but we do talk a lot about the information about the business model and about what exactly our project intends to do, not only for 1 year, for many years to come. And this project will not only change you, but it will change all the foundational economies across Africa and going abroad globally. So Weonome and AEEX are one of the most unique companies in the history of Africa. And so you will be able to understand that. And you're so glad to be on the front line and to really get to see everything start. We're just in the early days, and you're going to be able to see quite a lot coming through. The listing, as I've told you, we will have both the public institutional investors participating in this unique gold coin custodial certificate. And so these custodial certificates are going to be merged in a way that most of them will be converted into Weonome in a social currency, which will be a gold coin. So why are we so much interested in gold? Because that gold has been proven for so many years, and if not centuries, and we think we can scale with it globally much more easier. And so having Weonome participate in the AEEX gold coin custodial certificates, it's also going to be unique because we would like to have a social currency that will be used with the participation of many people who are going to come and join us. So with that kind of brief, I want to just go a little bit deep, and as I've told you, make sure you have a pen, make notes, and make sure, because we're making the presentation at night, don't doze out. Just make sure that you're very alert when you're providing this information. So I'll start with the presentation. This one is Facebook. The reason I need people to understand that when you are in Weonome, this is beautiful, and you have to clearly understand that we have a proper foundation that we're building our project. So don't compare Weonome with any of the projects that you see out there. So this is properly, first of all, the company is incorporated in the United States. I am the founding CEO of this company. It's a very young company, but one of the fastest growing companies. You can't even compare it with any companies currently in Africa, for the reason being that no one has really ever discovered like what Weonome is doing. And I'm not just, kind of like, patting myself in the back, but I'm telling you, if you want to make an impact in the world, you have to use the social media. So the social medias that have been there, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, have really brought in quite a lot of interest for many people. We have come to learn that we can interact with our loved ones, our families, but now we have turned the page to make sure that the social medias also can be able to build an income. So Weonome is an income platform, social network. So income platform means rather than just interacting with your families, but whatever has been happening on Facebook, whatever has been happening on Twitter, whatever has been happening on Instagram, you can actually be paid for any of those activities which have not been actually got anything as for now. For many years that you've been using Facebook, you've been using WhatsApp, you've been using, like now, we're streaming this live on Zoom, on YouTube, and all this. And these social medias have begun to understand that the trend is going there, but they have not taken the real cost to really take all the users. Like now, if I can be able to read for you this particular statement so that I can explain to you what it really means. And if you've been paying keen attention to understand what Weonome is and the information that I've been sharing with my official letters, you will begin to understand why you are so lucky to be a shareholder in Weonome and why you are one of the very first people with us. So look, so this is what it means. So Zuckerberg, 2 days ago, he's been working on revamping his platform, and he is stating here that we want to build the best platform for millions of creators to make a living. The issue here is he's limiting Facebook to only the creators. Creators are people who can be able to have projects, not users. Users are you and me who simply come on the platform. So he's saying he's only targeting the creators, people who have a different network of fans and stuff like that. Creators, you can find people like Cristiano Ronaldo who can make even $1 million from a post. I once posted it in the group. If people are paying attention, you could be able to see that. So he's talking of game streamers, gaming creators, and today we're starting to test some new tools to help them make a living. Now, if you have noticed that statement, and if you notice that Weonome is now telling everyone, including someone who comes with 1,000 rand, that you can get 11,000. If you come with 10,000, you can be able to get 60K. So those are users. Those are the users who are going to use the platform. And Weonome is saying, before anything, before we launch the platform, which you're going to be able to see the progress of it down in my presentation, we want to make you an owner. No platform in the world is going to make you an owner, but they will claim that they are offering you services for free to interact on the platform. But even the creators that are on the platform, they are not shareholders of Facebook. For us, we're starting with you as a user, and we're telling you, you are an owner, whether you're a user or whether you are also going to become a creator. We want you to start on the same playing field and become a shareholder. Now, in United States, anyone who is rich, your net worth is linked to the shares that you have. The same with Mark Zuckerberg. So if I can, I'll be able to take you through that section, and you can see Mark Zuckerberg makes $6 million per day because of the shares he earns. He is worth $120 billion. His wife is worth $50 billion. The Facebook users are worth $0, apart from them paying their airtime and getting to use their Facebook pages on a daily basis. And this particular Mark Zuckerberg, who has done wonderful to bring Facebook to the world, has not yet still gotten crack of it to make sure that the users can also become owners. Now, personally, if I wanted, because already we have a network which is building this, I could have just gone ahead with the World Peace Organization, and I could have built a big network. And I also become like Mark Zuckerberg with my family, with a lot of billions. But why did I decide to say, no, let me start with you as shareholders, so that if I am worth, for example, $1 billion, and you're worth $1 million, it's a huge opportunity. And I will tell you, as we speak right now, all of the shareholders have not yet calculated their worth. They're calculating the money they're going to get per month, which is fine because they've never touched it. So you're very excited to get 60,000, to get 11,000. But when I'm telling you you're going to be paid until your dying day, I'm actually factoring in your net worth. Now, no business in the African continent has been structured to pay people like the way Weonome is doing. So Weonome is taking the same business model from United States, much more unique in a way, to make sure that each one of you is valued individually. Your personal economic lives can be linked in the same way these big billionaires are in the United States. So that's very important. So because of the pressure they've put on Facebook, and because of a lot of people who have concerns on different activities that have been around the privacy issues with Facebook and all that. So Mark Zuckerberg has started to realize that there should be a bit of a change, and he is increasing the opportunities to make sure that creators can also be able to make more money, and allow creators to take a break from live streaming while earning money and keeping viewers entertained. You can't keep viewers entertained and those viewers don't make money. And that's why it's very important that we enable you as Weonome shareholders to see the big picture, because up to now, I don't think most of our shareholders are able to see the big picture. And if you're able to see the big picture, then you can understand that Weonome is not a child's play in the continent and globally. Weonome is actually going to support you, is actually going to make your life easier, and is actually going to make sure that you earn money for the rest of your life consistently. Why? Because we positioned you by becoming an owner, and on top of that, all the different assets that we're building around the project, you are going to have some benefits out of it automatically, because we have positioned you and we want to make sure that you understand that. And it brings us to this very important issue. Finally, a global user-owned social network. This is a very important statement, because if you don't own anything in form of the company that you work with, let me say you earn a salary from a company, but you don't own shares in that company, it means if tomorrow you are told that, look here, your job is finished, you don't have any attachment with that company. But if you have shares with that company, it means that if you lose your income as a salaried person, you will continue to earn the second income, which is your share income, until your dying day. So such things are not happening in Africa, and that's why you see we have a huge problem of unemployment. And don't blame these companies, because all different companies structure the business models differently. So Weonome platform has structured its business model to say you are also sitting with the CEO on the same table. That's why you see I'm always in touch with you guys. But if you go to other companies, the CEOs are not very open. They will just want to hear, you just hear from the CEO at the end of the year. So when they give you the annual reports and stuff like that. But the Weonome CEO is out there 24 hours. I just get random questions and it can be able to ask questions. And because of the new ownership structure that we're building for you guys, it's very difficult for you people to really understand how powerful and whatever we're doing to really position everything for you and to make it available for you. So it becomes like a shock. And then I can really understand there've been different projects out there with different scams. Scams come because they are not structured to provide business model. They're not structured to be a long-term value creation project. So there's so much confusion when people get into something, they don't really understand it. But what Weonome is doing, and what I always tell every shareholder, it's very powerful. You're going to be rich. You're going to be successful, but plan to understand how you're going to make money with Weonome, and please educate another person. Don't just tell him how much he's going to make money, but tell him how important it is to have a foundation platform that allows each one of us to share our lives, just the same way we've been doing it on Facebook. But this time, you're going to be able to get the monetary rewards, and how those monetary rewards are structured, and the foundation of all of it, which I keep explaining in my different official letters, but because most of you are very much interested about money alone, so that you may not really get the the grasp of everything, which is very important that you really understand it. And so once you understand it, then you can quickly know that the days that are coming in front of you are going to be very wonderful, not only for you, but whoever is coming in. So Weonome is not building any pyramid scheme, because there's nothing like that. We have a product that we're offering. So the product is the platform exactly like Facebook, but totally different in a way that you and me own it. With Facebook, it's only the few who own it, and you can see with the worth of what they have on the stock exchanges. And I don't think Facebook right now is on the stock exchange, okay? Nasdaq to be specific. But not all of you have shares of Facebook, including me. But if Weonome goes on, every one of you will have shares, every one of you will be happy, and we're soon going to list on the New York Stock Exchange. So I'll explain to you that. And that means your net worth is just going to increase. Why? Because we have started by structuring it. So every time, if you wake up, just look at that share certificate that you have, and you will understand, because you have gone through something very powerful. So whatever you're doing, and if you have that share certificate, and those ones who have not yet received it, definitely going to receive it, it's going to change your life. So that's very important that you understand that a global user-owned social network, it's simply the whole foundational capital structure of our new platform will be owned by you, okay? So as I go on, I wanted to really make sure that you understand the whole importance of the Weonome platform. It's not just a name, it is a historical, global revolution that will change every household that will come to participate with Weonome. Just watch and see. People will be able to start to make money. People will be paid to socialize. That's what you're doing on WhatsApp. We spend a lot of money, data and time on maybe 3 or 4 hours. And imagine all that time you're being paid to socialize on WhatsApp. You're being paid to socialize on Facebook. You're being paid to socialize on all of these different platforms. So we are not just saying what Weonome has discovered. No social media will come to compete with us. If they want to compete with us, they have to be ready to give out 100% of their profits. And that's what Weonome is going to do, back to all the users that are around that platform. So that's what is totally different with us. Now, we are not saying that we want to come up with a platform that will bring down Facebook. We're even saying if Facebook is willing, all the users on Facebook, provided they get to subscribe to Weonome platform revolution structure, we can pay them whatever they are. Okay, so that's also something that could be discussed. But for now, we are building Weonome, we're building our foundation very importantly, and a social network that pays you to use it. What does that mean? Whatever that you've been doing on Facebook, on any of the social network, it's now time you wake up and you know you're going to be able to earn. And for you to be able to earn, we have set up the Class C shares, which are exclusively for our new user-owned digital bank. So our new user-owned digital bank, I'm happy to confirm to you, we have also got a second license agreement for our new user-owned digital bank. And now we're moving forward to sign with sponsoring banks in the United States. And so that user-owned digital bank will be used for any activity that is being monetized, or that is whatever activity that generates money in form of clicking, commenting, liking, and all those structures that we'll be able to show you as we go on with the presentation, will be linked with your account, your digital account of Weonome, and you'll be paid instantly. So that's unique. And we're starting with 2,000 users by December who will test out the whole new structure of Weonome. And you're going to be among the people to test it, because now we have how many shareholders? Probably we're hitting 600, 700. We're going through that arrangement. So you guys are going to be one of the very first ones to test out the platform. So as you earn, the reason you are earning a share income of 11,000 and 60,000, that is just to keep you waiting, so that when we launch in December and then the global launch in May next year, you will earn more than what you're going to earn on every monthly level with your share income. So that's very important. And I'll also be able to go and explain to you much more easier on our websites, both Weonome and AEEX, a little bit more to wake you up. So Weonome is focused on the global network. Weonome is going to be your life and your network, because currently Facebook, to be sincere, is your life, is your network, but with zero payments to you. But you're going to be part of the change with your new life, with your new network that pays you to use it. That is big. No company in Africa allows anyone, I'm not going to mention names of companies, but any company that you're involved in, be it in Lesotho, be it in South Africa, or anywhere in Africa, cannot give you shares. And if you have shares, they may not even understand the structure of how we've set up our shares to become a currency. So our shares are going to be a currency, and that's why it's going to be paying you on a monthly level. Very important. So the social network you will want to use now, because this is going to be one of the first subscription-based social network. You pay once, you get the shares, and those shares go to work for you. And every new year that you'll be paying subscription, it will be like self-financing. So self-financing, because if you pay 1,000 Rand, and that 1,000 Rand makes you 11,000 Rand by having 160 shares per month, and we are only charging you $100, let's say, for a year. So it means you can easily, which is $8 per month, something like 200 Rand per month, you can easily pay that from your share income that you're getting. So there's a difference between dividends and the share income. So the share income is just a number that the company says this is a fixed number that we can allow our shareholders to sell every month, and that income that comes does not come back to the company. That's your income. So the company does not account that. The dividends will only come through when the company has launched the platform, and now you'll be able to earn not only your share income, but you'll also be able to earn a combined share income and dividends. So that's also going to come. And so that's very unique for you, and we're building that very importantly. Now, for us to really be successful with this project and make sure that we can tap 195 countries and make sure that we can also compete favorably with one of these big, Goliath platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest, we have to be smart. We have to say, okay, fine, we have the best, or one of the best ideas that can really put us, make sure, because we are focusing on you. And if we can make you happy by making sure from the beginning, before even the platform gets launched in December as a private beta test. Beta test means you have a small number of users who are going to test on behalf of millions of users to really understand how the whole platform will work. So you guys, you're going to test the platform from December until May. So in May, we will be able to get all the comments, all the reviews from you guys to tell us, wow, we like this. I think this thing will be very important. Then we can open it globally to many people around. But for us to be able to do that, we need to have our own user-owned digital bank. And I've just told you, we have successfully a new license agreement signed with the Switzerland company, and they're going to be able to offer us the infrastructure that will be able to provide this kind of digital banking so that we can easily onboard people all over the world to come through. And then it will be also very easy for us to be able to make the payments instantly, because we are dealing with many different countries. And so those countries, we need to really make sure that we can promptly and quickly get to each one and make sure that everyone is served quickly. And that makes it easier. So we wouldn't want any backlog. So that's going to be easier. Even the share certificates will be automized, that if you pay directly with a card on our website, you can, by the time you check out, you can just download your share certificate. So that is also going to come, because what if we get 1 million people in a day? How do we do that? So we are also going to automate the way share certificates will be issued, and make sure that we automate and have it done quickly and fast. And whoever in any country you are, you can download it, and boom, it goes into our record that you're a shareholder, and you already have your share certificate, and you can go with it. So that's how far we're thinking, because we're not just thinking because of only our shareholders that we have currently who are listening, and those ones who have not been able to to attend, but we're thinking of quite a number of people who will be coming through. And so we really need to make sure that we make everything very important. Now I'm going into a very important, before we launch our own digital bank, we are also going to have our own Weonome Pay wallet. So like now, to be sincere, all of our shareholders have to be depositing money in the United States, but they can't do that because most of them don't have bank accounts. They cannot be able to handle wire transfers and stuff like that. And I've tried to also encourage people using PayPal. There are also issues with PayPal for so many of them, because still, if you don't have a bank account, how can someone who has 1,000 rand be able to make a transaction to your Weonome bank account in the United States? So we have worked out a system that will allow us, and we're working with the partners that I've introduced you in my official letters to make sure that we can have a wallet system that can allow our users with 1,000 rand to easily have a virtual card. And if you have a virtual card, it can enable you to actually be able to transact with us globally. And it can also not only help our shareholders in Lesotho, in South Africa, but across the whole African countries where the number of people who have bank accounts are not very many. And so we think it will be very much important to really allow them to have this unique opportunity, which we're going to launch in June before the 18th. And so on the 18th, when we have the whole full program to pay our first 800, actually even the whole 800 shareholders is still a demo to us, so that we can see how happy the whole 800 shareholders are going to be. So the Weonome Pay wallet is a digital payment platform which will allow us to process quite easily. So that means if you have an account with any institution in Lesotho, in South Africa, any financial institution in South Africa, we load up Weonome account in the United States can load up your card, and we confirm with you that, okay, dear shareholder, or dear value shareholder, this is the money that you have in account. And the virtual cards are quick because they will be instant before you get your physical card. So we can give you, so you'll have a dashboard like what you see here, a top up, withdraw, pay, transfer. So on your dashboard, you can have all those structures. And then if you want to transfer your money, you can transfer from your own dashboard to wherever you are in the world. So if it's in Lesotho, it's in South Africa, you can do it in your comfort with your own phone. And so that's going to be very easily. Now, the same wallet, we're going to use it for our global referral platform. So if we're going to pay you, let's say $200 for every person, like you can see here, we see it's something like $250. The wallet can combine. We know there are not so many people using cryptocurrency, and we're not so much into that for now, but we do understand that some of our users do have cryptocurrency. They can have that. If you want your wallet balance in US dollars, you can have that. If you want your wallet balance in rands or any different currency, it can be loaded up for that. So we also will be able to pay rewards for our referral loyalty program, which is going to be able to start. Our IT team led by Ndadil Tebele, they are busy working. We really salute them. We are very impressed with quite a number of work, and they're setting up that platform whereby you can now be able to use your own link because we're not the only people who will be allowed to market. Will be in two ways. I do the press releases, I drive the people to you, I do the media interviews with other potential shareholders that will be training specifically to also do the press, the media interviews with me. And then the shareholders alone and exclusively, because when we say we own it, it's you and me who have to come and work together. And so you will have a specific code. And then we have two different types of shareholders here. If you want to earn $60,000 US as a networker, then you will be put on board and you will be provided the tools to really get to start to earn referral income. And the referral income, there will be separate shares that will be auctioned just to pay you. Now, the current shares that are being auctioned are only for Class B shareholders, in addition with Class C, which will also be auctioned. So those ones are paid for you because you are entitled for what you invested. But for the networkers, they will be having shares that are auctioned differently and separately to pay them differently. So we're going to set up 1 million shares, which will be auctioned at around $50. And so those shares will just be to pay every networker who currently has brought quite a number of shareholders on board. And so they have a list, they have the proof of payments. And so those ones will be auctioned, and the $200 upon the referral link, having it ready, we will have all the lists of all the people that have come through you as your downlines and fine. And those people who have come through you as your downlines, they're also going to be paid $15 for becoming a shareholder. So if you're Class C shareholder, you paid your 1,000 Rand, you're going to have your $15, on top of that, just for you to become a shareholder. So that's, it's like, thank you for becoming a shareholder of Weonome. So that's going to be very powerful. So Weonome Pay Reward will be structured for exclusively our shareholders who actually want to become our networkers. So very, very important. Now, for other shareholders who are just folding their hands and just want to eat the money, fine, you will continue to eat your principal amount of returns, share income that comes through. That's not a problem. So we don't want to pressure people if they don't want to do become a networker, a shareholder. It's different. So we're going to have also Weonome pay gift. So the pay gifts are different. In addition, for you earning $200, your virtual card will be coming with those different alerts that there's a reward for $200 for a specific person that you brought on board. Boom, it comes on your virtual card. And if there's a gift, so the gift could be maybe structured gifts to thank you more for what we're doing. It could be a trip out and stuff like that. And so the Weonome pay gift will also be different shares that are set out, auctioned differently just to pay the gifts. Weonome pay reward, different shares that are set out, to just pay our network of team. Why is the Weonome pay reward going to be very critical? It's going to be critical because we want by May to at least have 500 million users globally. So for us to have 500 million users, the only people that we really think can really do quite a lot, apart from the media buzz, we also need the foot soldiers who need to be rewarded very highly. So for our networkers, they will strictly be getting $60,000 US. And so 60,000, we just set aside and tell you, we're going to auction so much of the 60,000 on your behalf, and you'll be able to get that amount. And so that's going to be very powerful. So we're going to structure a payout arrangement for that. You're going to have a contract that you sign with us, and we get you started. And before you sign that contract, we have to see how many of the shareholders that have come through your downline, and so that we can sign with you. So we are selling our shares to pay you. So that's not a pyramid scheme. We're going to auction it, and we show you how we do it legally, starting with the 8 million shares that we are currently placed on auction for 800 shareholders. We know we have not yet 800 shareholders, but we did set that amount because there's quite a number of people who are coming in as shareholders interested in Class B and in Class C. So that's very interesting. Now, Weonome pay wallet is very interesting. It's as I've just told you, it's a digital wallet, and it's going to encompass quite a lot. It has your Visa card, QR code, and it can also be used as mobile money. You can keep your money in there. We're also going to link Weonome pay wallet for AEEX gold coin. So those are shareholders who are in AEEX and they have Class B shares, and at the same time, they're AEEX shareholders. Now you can keep your money. You can keep your 900,000 rands in form of gold coins in your own Weonome pay wallet. And then you can decide how much of that you want to put into your own local accounts. And so if you want to put 30,000 or 40,000, fine. So we want to solve all these challenges of how the movement of money is going to be. So you can do that. So mainly the Weonome pay wallet is going to be critical. Weonome pay wallet will only start to issue shares after you guys get paid, because that's critical. We have so many sections of our business area that will be issuing. So we have issued one for Class C, which is mainly for the digital bank, and the great news, we have already received a license agreement. So every Class C shareholder will have that agreement in terms of confirmation, so that you can read it and know, wow, I paid my shares, and this is the product of what we paid for. So that's very important. Class B shareholders, you are simply founder shareholders, and that's huge. You are the guys who are sitting on the front seat with the CEO, and you're looking at the whole world and how the whole world is going to join. And so you guys are very critical. And remember, those Class B shares will come in as part of you becoming an AEEX shareholder. So we gave you as a bonus to have the Class B shares. But once we hit the 800 shareholder, all the Class Bs will now be paid up for. And I think that is going to happen very soon. Now, the Weonome pay wallet, as you know, will enable you to have your share income payments. So share income payments, sometimes I really wonder, something is very simple, but I want my shareholders to understand this. Share income payments is totally different from dividends. Share income means if you pay 1,000 Rand, the company has sold you 10,000 shares at 10 cents. And those 10,000 shares, we are simply saying, we're giving you a fixed amount for you to sell every month, which is 160 shares times 72.48 Rand, which is approximately $5. Sometimes it goes down, it goes up, but we wanted to fix it at 72.48. So you have 11,596. So that's how you come to get to that money. And so we don't want you to think, how do I just put in 1,000 and then I get 11,000? You get 11,000 because you have bought 10,000 shares and you have 1,920 shares set for you for a year. That is 160 shares per month times 12 months, which is 1,920 shares. So that means every month we're going to be able to have that portion sold. But currently, the auction arrangement is to sell the whole amount for you for the year, and we just put that amount on your virtual wallet so that you can be able to take that. So that's your income, that's your money out of just 1,000 Rand that you pay. For 10,000 Rand, that one means you have 100,000 shares at 10 cents, okay? But when we are auctioning it, we're auctioning it at $5 US. We've fixed it at 72.48, and we allow you to sell 840 shares for the first years, which is 10,080 shares, and that is approximately 700,000 in a year, and you're able to earn 60,884 shares. So that's how it is. So please let it click in your mind. And I see you so excited because of the figure, but people don't want to really understand, why am I paid 60,000? The company, the board has fixed 840 shares for you to be able to earn that amount. Now, the other part, our Weonome Pay wallet, you can be able to receive your referral program. You'll be able to receive your reward programs, payments, the share income payments. You can pay your bill tax. You can also receive your AEEX gold coins payments. It can be like a mobile money. We can also use it as person-to-person transfers. You can transfer from one shareholder to another, and it can also host your gifts, e-tickets, kind of like if you want to travel and stuff like that. So it's going to be a comprehensive solution that's being offered by Weonome Pay, so that we try and revolutionize our payment system, because that's now the Weonome Pay wallet is now going to follow the Weonome digital bank. So the guys who gave us this solution said, for the digital bank, you can launch it, let me say August, September. But initially, because if we want to get quite a lot of people coming to really participate with us, Weonome Pay wallet will be very easy for them to interact with us, and it will really differentiate us from all of these different projects that are out there that people really think that they are scams and stuff like that. So we really need to really up our game and make sure that we have something very unique, and so that people can take us seriously. And I think we have a huge network globally that is taking us seriously. And so our shareholders should be very happy that they invested. So your 1,000, your 10,000 that you invested is in good hands, and you're blessed that I have a wonderful network that I'm working with, and to really make sure that this project is not only a success for you, but for success for thousands of people that will be coming to join us. So that's very important. We have payment tool. It will be able to offer us payment tool. It can also be able to be used as a purchasing tool, as a reward tool, so many different activities, e-ticket, insurance, and stuff like that. So we have quite a comprehensive solution, but mainly I think the payment tool and the rewarding tool, and also the purchasing tool, because people are asking me, wow, do you think this virtual card can do anything that I've been doing with my local card. Yes, it can do whatever you've been doing with your local card and that you have with any of those banks. And so we can do that. And that's how fast Weonome is and revolutionizing everything. So it's very interesting. Weonome Pay Wallet will be used for shareholders to pay them. The shareholders will be able to have their virtual cards, either in Visa and MasterCard, and especially the MasterCard, you can load up to $20,000. And so many shareholders have been asking me, do you think I can be able to get my first income and your second income? It's possible because we auctioned. So the way the auction works, and I will be able to come to that point, on the 28th, what happens is that they've officially taken over all the shares and put them to make sure that they network with platforms that have online brokerages, and I'll be able to show you those brokerages. They have thousands of millions of individual investors who only deal with United States companies. So it's not only a United States company, but it's the vision of that company. So the vision of Weonome is a killer. Everyone who listens and knows about Weonome, they want to be part of it. People who understand the concept that I've just explained to you. In Africa, the only thing that people understand is money because there's been too much hunger, poverty. So they may not want to know about business model and all these other issues. They are being hit for so many years. So when they hear about money, it's all about that. But in the US, people want to hear and understand behind the project. What kind of shares are these? And so these guys whom we signed participate, whom we signed a license agreement, they couldn't just agree to sign an agreement with us if they don't understand the potential of what we're going to sell. So they have risked their network, and the networks are so happy with what we're offering. So in the United States, they do have what we call pre-IPO. Pre-IPO means companies that before they list, but they're very powerful. People want to be part of those companies. And that's part of what Weonome is. So people want to hear before everyone hears about it. So online brokerages are telling me that the numbers that you've provided us is so little compared to the numbers of the network of investors they have. So the number we've provided them is only for 800 shareholders, which is a mere 8 million shares, which is so little compared to the capacity of what they wanted to really make sure that their network can take. So they wanted more than 100 million shares to be out there. And we could not do that because then we don't want to just kill our company and just issue so much so quickly. So we started with 8 million shares. And so I'll explain to you and be able to show you those websites where our network currently who are dealing with the auctions, and you will see how powerful those shares are just going to fly out quickly. And so they're giving me a report. So once they give me a report and they say, okay, look here, those shares are sold out and they need another set of shares, which will be Class C shares. And so we want to make sure that we can increase the number of shares, but we can only increase with the number of shareholders that we have. So that's what I told them. We cannot sell as many shares, and yet I don't have those shareholders at the moment. So if we have only 800 shareholders who are not even yet 800, we just probably, if we combine with Class C, yes, we have already hit 800, but if we only have Class B, it's a number which is around 500. So combined even with Class C, the number required with the network that they already have for investors who are interested to participate, we have just given them very few shares. And so that is good news for shareholders to know that those shares are flying out very quickly as I speak, and we'll be able to get a report, and that report, as soon as I get it, I'll be able to issue congratulatory messages to all of you guys, and then you can be able to get a new Weonome Pay Wallet app, which will direct those funds to you, and then you can have a very good month going forward. So that's going to be very powerful. Now, back to this. So this is the whole comprehensive structure of our Weonome Pay. We'll have SMS management where we can be able to send you those SMSs to tell you, yeah, your funds are in, and it has different integrations, but the integrations mainly will start with the wallet, which is linked with your virtual cards, and we can the tax payments, because it's critical. We're only paying for the taxes for only 2 countries, but many other countries that come on board, we will not be able to handle that. It's quite huge. So we're only doing that for Lesotho and South Africa. But for other countries, we want them to link their wallet, and we can tell their regulators there that tax payments. Why the tax payments? I think the tax payments will also be a unique marketing go through to those different African countries, so that most of our users will be accepted, because those countries will be getting quite income, a very wonderful income that will be coming through, and so they will be interested to participate. You can use our Weonome Pay wallet, in-store payments in your supermarkets, everything like that. You can do that, online payments, and also the exchange transfer payments on the platforms that we are working with. So that's going to be very important. So for the registration of our referral program, we're going to link them with your Weonome Pay. You'll have your personal profile. There'll be purchase history for whatever is linked with your shareholding activities or shareholders that comes through, offers, campaigns, codes, list of all the shareholders who are participating in the platform and the referral program. So our referral program is going to be unique. So we want to make it difficult for fraudsters who think that they can play around while we're building our brand, and then they can think that they can come out. Okay. So it's very important that is critical for you to understand how that is going to help. Then we go a little bit to understand how the features work. There will be the registration, authorization, then you'll get your phone authentication via SMS. You get the PIN code for quick authorization, and then all that is very important to really make sure that we know whoever we're dealing with is actually the person who is behind it. And we can have multi-currency, US dollars, euro, some options for people who want to use the cryptocurrency and stuff like that, and the payment cards through Visa and MasterCard, and you can link with your banking accounts, and cash agents. Everyone can come a little bit. And then probably we can think if we need to really partner with the mobile telecommunication companies, because they will see there will be a very good interest for them to partner with us. Later on, we can be able to think about it. It's very, 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 very much interesting. All right, so we can also have wallet-to-wallet transfers. That's very important, and we can have currency exchanges and just like that. Then the KYC, any customer, we need to get information. We need to get information from photos, documents, just like the way we are joining and we're asking all this information. So it's very important to understand who is using our product, Weonome Pay wallet and stuff like that. And we get all that information from you. So it's very important, and to really make sure the QR codes are very unique in terms like you can point it on the ATM machines and you're able to get your funds, but we will also see how that works. But initially, we just want to make sure that we can link. Once we put the money into your virtual card, it's easier for you to link it directly on your account to be able to use the money as you want, or for any payments that you need to do anywhere. Because it's a MasterCard, you can just carry out any different kind of payments that you need to make. All right. So it's amazing what our Weonome wallet can do. Quite comprehensive. And with the permission of the guys who are working with us and how they've set up everything. Yeah. So this is the Weonome Pay Reward. This is now for the people who are going to market the platform, the referral platform. It has all the tools of how we can set up the reward programming. And that's very, 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 very unique, so that whatever you do is quickly monetized and you quickly get your pay, $200 for every person that comes through. And the marketing of Weonome is going to be very easy. And so the reason we want to make sure that we kill out any kind of fraud system by using our Weonome Pay wallet, so that if someone comes to you and is trying to market everything, that's why you see we have not been very quick to really get out with the referral program, because we want to make sure that if someone thinks of using our system for any kind of fraud purposes, he will just stop it. He will not be able to do it, because the system is very high-tech, professional, very disciplined, and anyone who comes to you without a clear structured arrangement of how we're setting it up, he will not be able to take up the project. So because we're building the project globally, so we have to have it very tight and make sure that our people who are building it build it very comfortable, and knowing that we've built something which is proof, fraud proof, that no one can just play around with it across not only in Lesotho, South Africa, but across the whole continent. Wherever we'll be putting the project will be expanding. So that's very unique. We'll also have email campaigns, special offers that will be coming in, SMSs and all that will be coming in. And that's very, very beautiful. We'll be having gifts, and those gifts will also be just dropped up in terms of cash into your Weonome Pay, and you can really celebrate with what we're building. So all this is something that we're setting up. So what you guys are seeing as Weonome on a daily level, behind the scene, it's so big. I just keep on just putting up a little bit of stuff, but it's so big, and we are so fast. Because why? We are dealing with our competitors who have billions, but we are trying to spread it as fast as possible, quick, and make sure that we align our interest with the users, and make sure that the users own this program, and make sure that we educate them and build them very quickly. So that's very, 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 very important that we build something very powerful. Now, we've become a very critical part here. Many people asking me in the group, and I just want to let you know that by the time I communicate to you, I have taken time dealing with my partners. So it's not a new thing. So you guys don't get worried because I do quite a lot of stuff behind the scene. So by the time I just bring, by the time I bring a statement to you, it's not an idea. It's already a solid kind of like program that I've already completed with my partners. So when I bring it to you, it's just, that I've already completed that. Now, I wanted to explain to people in my official letters, when I told you that 8 million Class B shares that are being auctioned on the 28th. So the 28th, all of those shares were taken. I signed the agreement with them a little bit earlier, the 25th. I shared with you the agreement. And the purpose was for them, the platform already has partners, and you're going to be able to see. So these partners are called Click IPO, a community of millions of individual investors that are currently participating in our auction. And I told you that our auction, we don't have so many shares. Each one of you has 10,080 shares for the year, combined for 800 shareholders, something like 8 million shares. And so what we've done is to separate. We're going to have 16 million shares. So the first group that is going out is 8 million shares. So what they do, I will now try and take you I'll try and stop this, and then I'll come back on it. Let me just take you to the group that is now the group that is dealing with so this is Click IPO. You can say a community of millions of individual investors. They deal with companies that are preparing to go list, and those ones who are potentially going to be listing. Now, so they said, before the shares trade on a stock exchange, so the platform that we signed a license for, what they do, they know that so many of the small individual investors cannot be able to participate. So what they do is they allow most of these shareholders. And so what they do, they go and they have brokerages. So brokerages, the way people invest in the United States and Europe, they have their own brokerage account, and they just wait for any kind of potential deal that comes through to them. And so when that deal comes through to them, they are being informed directly that there's this company which has a website. Like, we have a very beautiful website, look at it, and it's selling its own shares on its own platform. And so the platform that we are using currently is Particip. So I will try and share with you this one. So this platform, it offers online distribution of financial products and services legally. So it is set up in France, and it also has a network of this kind of investors in United States. And because Weonome is a United States company, so all the community of individual investors, they come in on different offers. So there's currently 226 offerings, but those offers are already sold out. Ours is just the latest one, and they've given us 8 days to make sure that all of those shares are sold out. And so what Click does, it deposits shares in the different brokerages. Shares are deposited into the brokerages of individual investors. And so it's very, very, very powerful. And if you probably want to listen, I don't know if this will be able to play quite a lot of.
IPOs are ground floor opportunities. Here's how they work. When a company decides to go public, they enter the registration period, where they work with their investment bank to generate interest in their offering for a few weeks before it's priced. Once the stock is priced, the shares will be allocated to investors at the offering price. The next day, they'll begin to trade in the market, where these new shareholders can, if they want, sell those shares through their brokerage. The individual investor often gets in here, but with IPOs, your goal is to get in here. So did you know that there are typically over 400 IPOs and secondary offerings in the US every year? Probably not, because actually accessing IPO shares has been stacked against retail investors. In fact, less than 0.1% of investors have ever been able to access IPOs. Instead, large institutional buyers get most, if not all, of the allocation, leaving individual retail investors out. Until now. Introducing Click IPO, the world's first app that aggregates the collective buying power of many smaller individual investors to gain the same level of access to IPO shares as large institutions. No broker fees, right from your mobile phone, using your existing brokerage. Remember though, investing in IPOs involves special risks beyond the normal risks associated with investing, and IPO investors must meet certain suitability and eligibility requirements. Be sure to read the prospectus before investing in any IPO, and talk with your broker about the risks associated with all investments and the special risks associated with investing in IPOs. The Click IPO app is available from Click IPO Securities, a broker-dealer registered with the SEC and member of FINRA. Download now to start finding, following, and sharing offering information, and you'll automatically join our waitlist to begin investing in offerings. We're Click.
So what this simply means is that most of the many different institutional investors, they normally take out all of these companies very quickly. So the opportunity of offering your shares a little bit early to this, to our network using our own platform, it allows us, before we even think of going to list globally, I mean on New York Stock Exchange, as I'll explain later, it allows quite a number of those shareholders to come through, the new investors. So the way it happens is that there's what they call accredited investors in the United States. In the United States, if you don't have $200,000 as annual income, you're not allowed to participate. So what some brokerage companies have done is to allow people to come and use platforms. Like now for us, Weonome put our own platform, we've put our own terms, and we're saying, look here, we can allow you guys to buy our shares at $5, okay? And we're fixing it at 72.48. So because sometimes the dollar can go down, and then instead of being 72.48, it's around 70. So we tell them, hey, look here, we're fixing it. And so those guys say, okay, fine. We have our network. If you use our platform, we have our network, which can come directly to us. So the reason they're looking at Weonome, they're looking at Weonome auctioning its shares early, meaning that we have started a signal of making sure that the sell-off of some of our shares will lead us to build a price before we go listing. And for us, we're not going to do a IPO as such, we're going to do a direct listing. So direct listing means first you auction a number of shares. And when you auction, you determine, it means that the company and the shareholders determine that you're going to buy our shares at this amount. Yes, all our shareholders bought these shares at 10 cents, but we're going to auction it at this amount. And then there's what they call a direct listing. A direct listing in the United States means if already some of the shareholders have sold quite a number of shares, like now if we've sold 8 million shares, we need to sell up to $100 million so that we can do a direct listing. So direct listing means you go directly on New York Stock Exchange, but your company is already valued $100 million to allow you to go without using these institutional investors to take us on the exchange. Now, if your company has never issued shares, it's called an IPO. It means you're issuing your shares for the first time to the whole public. Now, for us, the reason we're using the word auction, we are issuing a certain number, but we are not ready to list. So we still want to be private until when we are comfortable that we have reached $100 million, and until when we are comfortable that our business model is not being hijacked by institutional investors or these big other guys who are, going to just come and take our company, because we are just interested to make sure we get many other individual investors who are just like us, who have been investing in the company. And so we have to protect it. And so we are using special online brokerage. Those are broker dealers who are licensed in the United States properly to do that. And so they already work with the platform that has licensed us, and they have brought all of them together. So that online platform comes with Click IPO. And so Click IPO enables individual investors to easily discover and invest in companies before the shares trade on a stock exchange. So before our shares trade on stock exchange, we have our own online platform that we have signed an agreement with, which I've shared with you, that allows to auction to Click IPO. So Click IPO tells them, hey, look here, individual investors, Weonome is auctioning 8 million Class B shares. It will also auction another 8 million for Class C shares. But for now, can you be? So the 8 million Class B shares is just like a promo. We want to see how quick can it go within the first 8 days. They've given us to be able to give us a report. You understand? And then after that, we can put up the one of class C. Now, if the appetite is big, we will increase the number of shares class B and class C can sell. So for example, if currently we allow you to sell 840, and then these guys will say, no, these particular investors are now in need of Weonome class B and class C, and they would like more shares. So we can come back to you and say, now that you have 100,000 shares and we have sold 10,000 shares for 1 year, these guys need more shares. We can allow you to sell another additional 20,000 shares, and you can take that money. So that expected, it could come because of the interest these guys will have. Now for class C, if you've been selling at 160 shares, and then we still have that increased interest, and that interest is going to come. And because these guys may determine and say, we would like you to consistently sell us shares based on this kind of numbers that we want. So we would want to study that after they first come out with their report and to tell us the first sale of the 8 million shares on the auctioning. And then we can be able to determine and know how we can structure with our shareholders and with your permission, because we don't want to sell everything of yours, because if you sell everything of yours, you're out. Now, for those ones who have been buying more than 10,000 or more than 1,000, that opportunity comes for you, because again, you can be able to sell quite a number of sizable shares. And the biggest challenge now here is, because the shares are sold at $5, you cannot buy those shares again at $5. I mean, at 10 cents. That one will not happen for you. Why? Because the market now has priced it at $5. Because the market had not yet priced it at $5, the company priced it at 10 cents to allow you to come in. Okay? Now that the market is taking them at $5, you cannot come back to us with 10,000 Rand or 1,000 Rand to say, hey, look here, now I have sold my shares at, I've received my 11,000 per month, and when I come back and I put 1,000 again, it will not happen. It will only, we will only credit someone new who has not yet sold his shares on the market. Please listen that carefully. If you have not yet sold or auctioned the shares on the market, we will try and make sure that we can credit you at 10 cents, but when you sell at the market, we will come back and recoup. Now, for you who has sold on the market and you've received your 60,000, you've received your 11,000, the company can also do a different credit for you and say we can maybe increase certain number of these shares for you, but you will have to pay back the company from whatever you're selling on the market, because the shares are not coming down, the shares are just going up. So that's very important for you to understand that. So we only Class B shares that we have put up. We have put up 8 million Class B shares. That means we have put up 10,080 shares of each one of you, including even the first 14 people who sold their shares, okay? Included them on the auction so that we sell it for the year. So for the year, it means we can easily load it up on your Weonome Pay virtual card every month, and we're able to pay you. We're able to pay you, consistently. Okay, and then that's how the arrangement is. The arrangement is the platform took all the 8 million shares for auctioning. The platform already has an inbuilt partnership with Click IPO. Click IPO has a number of individual investors currently looking into the auctioning, and they are buying those shares. Why the reason those shares are going to go fast? They're going fast because they are looking at the potential of Weonome selling $100 million worth of shares before it goes public. So that is the law in the US. Once you hit $100 million, boom, you should be a public company, US dollars, okay? So the amount that we are selling in rands is 560 million. That is for the whole year, okay? So we're looking at around halfway, probably, we're looking at 30 or 40 million dollars. So that means by the time we sell for class B, class C, the amount could quickly start to creep in. So that means we could easily hit the $100 million mark before December, because we're going to get a lot of buzz and kind of people who will be participating. So once we hit $100 million, we then are obligated to choose any of the stock exchanges in the United States. Okay, there is one that has already written to us, and I would like to share it with you. Just let me just do this. Just bear a minute. I'll bring it up. I'm just typing it out. So it's this. There is this one. It's called. Just a minute. Sorry. It's long term. It's called a long-term stock exchange, and so their business model is good. These other stock exchanges are different. So this one, they say, we believe in modern companies that create a long-term value for operating in ways consistent with the following principles. Stakeholders. Long-term focused companies should consider a broader group of stakeholders and the critical role they play in one another's success. So especially like our project, we are looking to make sure that our shareholders are not kicked out by the billionaires who will come and want to sign a check with me, and then you guys all disappear. So I need to protect you from the beginning. So this particular stock exchange, I've been following it even before they got the license to operate in the US. And they have realized if you go on the New York Stock Exchange, and I'll apologize for that, if you go on the New York Stock Exchange, okay, it's very beautiful, it's known worldwide, but it's quick. They will make sure that they make it difficult for people to participate. But long-term stock exchange, it means the values that we've built on our own currently for you, and to make sure that we continue to make you become the stakeholders of the company, not just in paper, but people who are going to be principally paid continuously with our strategy of a user-owned income. Like the way they're saying, long-term focused companies should measure success in years and decades and prioritize long-term decision-making. That means we have a very perfect partnership. And so they reached out to me and they said, we do understand you have this good idea, and we would like to see. They have not listed any company, by the way, because most of this company in on other stock exchanges have been not finding it more interesting to work with this new stock exchange in the United States, because they are not designed to help build the principle that we're trying to build. And this is a principle-based stock exchange that says companies that list their shares for sale on the long-term stock exchange will be required to publish a series of policies that focus on a long-term value creation and are designed to provide shareholders and other stakeholders with insight into the way those companies operate and build their businesses for the long term. That is Weonome, and that's where we need to take our pitch and company there. So first, I'm going to write to them and I tell them we've already set up our platform. We are currently selling 8 million shares as a promo for 800 shareholders. Most of them are from Africa, and you're allowed to become a shareholder in the United States. So many people have been telling me, oh, look here, what if central bank comes in and gets involved? No one stops you to invest in any company in the world, and provided that company is properly instituted, like Weonome is properly instituted, and so you can invest in it. In the this is my second company. We have another company, which is a car company in the United States. So this one, Weonome, is our second company. And so to become a shareholder in Weonome, you're legally protected with US laws. And so they have never said that an African cannot become a shareholder in the United States, the same way that anyone can become a shareholder in a South African company. And so that's not new. And so we are legally providing you a share certificate. So once you have that share certificate, stop listening from people who are telling you stories, wow, this is a scam or what. You have legal ownership of either AEEX or both AEEX and Weonome. So that's amazing for you to really participate. So after we finish with the auctioning, we will then provide our listing application directly to the long-term stock exchange. We could be the very first one, by the way, to go there. And the reason for that is we now want to build a long-term compensation policy, long-term board policy, long-term investor policy, without changing, and just making sure that this is going to be powerful. So Weonome has come at the right time when we have all the powerful partners who are willing to work with us, and everyone is waiting for us. You get it? So it's very very important that you know that you are dealing with the CEO who's dealing with very professional network globally. And so we're building value for you. We're building value for millions of other people who are going to join our company. And I'm very, very excited that you're part of that. So as we continue with our presentation, I just wanted to make sure that you understand that point of the auctioning and how it's currently working, and the reports that we're getting out of it. And then once we hit the $100 million, we will be able now to shift on a stock exchange. Alternatively, this is so big, so important, because our people know one thing. First of all, many people have been asking me, do you think Weonome is going to close issuing shares to people? No, we're not closing until we hit 195 countries. So, and again, there's a difference. Many companies in our continent are closed out. So shares are only for the top people. They're not for every ordinary people. But Weonome is no longer calling you ordinary, it's calling you extraordinary. So you are an extraordinary shareholder. So that's why we want to make sure that you're very important. With your 1,000 Rand, you're very important. The same with anyone who comes with above 1,000 Rand. So to us, it's very critical. We appreciate you. And we're automizing everything. You'll see how quickly we're building all this to make sure that we serve you better. Now, I told you we're going to mix Weonome and AEEX. This, we're leading on listing of our parent company called AEEX. Many of our AEEX shareholders know we got our approval to list 1.2 million gold custodial certificates, and that is worth 19 billion Rand. And so we're selling it on behalf of 400 shareholders, but now the number goes up to 800 shareholders, depending on the numbers that come through currently. And so we 1.2 million represents actually 800 shareholders. So the listing calendar and especially the dates will be communicated with me from SADC Exchange. SADC is a hybrid exchange in Seychelles, and so they will bring out a listing program. And we are going to be the first company again to list on SADC Exchange. SADC Exchange, they are also shareholders in AEEX. So that is also something that our shareholders should know. Why are they shareholders in AEEX? It's because they are going to set up, they're going to give us technology that will set up a stock exchange in South Africa. And so they said, instead of you guys paying us cash for the technology that will help you set up your exchange in South Africa, we will prefer to take some shareholding. So that's the agreement we have with them. We have already signed it, and we provided it to our shareholders some time ago. And I think our shareholders, if you've been filing all the information that I give you, and you should be able to have those in your records. If you don't have, you can always request me. I can give you that information back and you file it as well. So that's very important. So we're not just listing on any other stock exchange, we're listing on our partnership exchange on SADC Exchange. And that is going to be wonderful news to really get started. SADC Exchange has also offered AEEX to also take some shareholding, I think 20% shareholding. That shareholding will kick in after the listing of 1.2 million gold coin custodial certificates. Now, what are these gold coin custodial certificates? This literally very important that you know. If you've never heard the history of gold and you would like to really go through and understand that history, it's critical for us that we have made sure that for the many years, and if you look at what has happened with the COVID situation, which has hit many businesses are going down, and actually right now people are just thinking of injections and no one is thinking about business apart from what AEEX and Weonome is doing and trying to wake you up and put you in a very good position. And I like it when people think very excited. I like that when people are so excited in our WhatsApp groups, but more informed excitement is very critical. So I would like you to also peruse our website. I'm going to take you through there quickly so that you can see what our website is also all about. The website of gold coin. And it will be good for you guys to visit that website and see what it's all about. It's just loading up. So this is a new gold coin for Africa. It is a huge mission. Some of my shareholders are scared. They are saying trade carefully, but look here. Krugerrand has been there for 67 years. Gold has been there for many years. And you're forgetting that already I introduced you to our partners in Liechtenstein, and all of them are ready to work with us. And we already have agreements in place. So we are moving at lightning speed. So this is our new gold coin. For the listing, we actually explain quite a lot about it. We have a video here for those new shareholders and even the shareholders who have been there. You may want to watch it. It's important for you. So the whole idea of having the gold coin was to actually help our African people who really don't understand what shares are. And we said, how do we make it easier for our people to really understand the worth of the shares they have? And we said, we're going to link our gold coin, our shares of AEX with gold coin, and we have 2.5 fine gold coin, which represents the dividend payments for Class A shares. Those ones are worth 1 million rand. And then Class B is 5 grams. And we have another one which will just be maintained for the bonds, which is 1 gram. And the reason for that, we wanted to make it easier for people to really understand that if I have my value of gold, which is linked with shares, then that's very, very, very critical. And that's how the gold coin came. So we have a partner in South Africa who actually produced the gold coins for us, the past set of the gold coins. And now from there, we looked very carefully through the regulations in South Africa, and we could see that, wow, it took us longer to even launch such a good initiative in South Africa. And as I mentioned in my communication official letter, we are through the World Peace Ambassador organization, there's quite a lot that's going to come out, and the gold coin is going to be working with some of the conversion of some of the currencies. One of them, one country in in Africa, will be able to let you know as everything is being finished. And it's just a conversion of it. It doesn't mean that it becomes a currency. It just stabilizes any of the countries. Many countries are going down. We have Zimbabwe, which is going down. The currency is going down, or it's already not down. We have Zambia. We have quite a number of countries that the currencies are going down. And so there's quite a lot of opportunity for the gold coin, but currently the gold coin is just conversion is mainly paired with our shares, and that's the gold coin. That's the AEX Class B. So if you have AEX Class B, just know that you own gold. You don't just own paper, you own gold, and that's 5 grams of gold. And because of that, you'll be able to sell quite a number of them, 306, and we have approved, the regulators approved to have our custody certificates. So if you want to understand what a custodial certificate is, I could just type in here something for you so that you can see. Let's go to the Krugerrand custodial certificate price. That's 2.7 million rand. That's only one custodial certificate of the Krugerrand. So ours is 26,000 rand. And so if you have 300 rand, that you can 300 custodial certificates, which you're going to sell on the stock exchange, each one of you, so you're going to have approximately 10 million. And then from the 10 million, which you sell in a year, you split it up, you have your 900,000. So this is legal. This is what is happening in the market. But if you're not in the know, if you're not on the front line, and in particular, if you don't have AEX Class B shares, then this is going to happen with the listing. Select exchange. And so that now that you know that the Krugerrand custodial certificate sits on 2.7 million, how many South Africans own the Krugerrand custodial certificate? Very few, and they're very quiet out there. So how many of you own AEX custodial certificates? You're also very few. And so many, and you're going to be selling it out, and very few people will know that. Now, the other opportunity with the AEX gold coin is that Weonome is coming on board. Why? Weonome would like to also convert the gold coin to Weonome social currency. So the social currency of Weonome will be will be the gold coin of AEEX. Why do we do that? Is to offer the opportunity of the gold coin to have quite a lot of market. So that is going to be something interesting for you guys going forward. And I'm very happy that this is happening, and very important for you that you're on the front line. And so if you guys, you've been able to listen up to where we are at the moment, then you should be aware, and you should be very happy and know that we are not just selling dreams, we're selling very solid project out there for you. So oh, honey. Excuse me, just a minute.
That Peter?
No matter what.
Okay, no, it's okay. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking that my connection or something has happened, but it's okay. I was talking about linking the Weonome gold coin and then making sure that our social network can use it as a social currency. So social currency means all the different kind of payments. We can also be able to link them with the gold coin, but again, it can be linked with the virtual cards, and it can be converted with any different currencies. So that's huge. So if we can combine gold coin of AEEX and we combine it with Weonome, then we will be able to really have a huge network going forward. Now, there is something that most of the people have not noticed with our website, and especially when you look at these packages. Now, Weonome has introduced globally for people who have the virtual cards. They will now be able, if you don't have 1,000 rand, you can be able to pay $8. So $8 is approximately how much it's 114 Rand. So you can, it's 114 Rand. So that means if someone pays a monthly of 114 Rands, not cash, you should have a card. So if you don't have a card, we launched the Weonome Pay wallet, and we can be able to deduct 114. We will be able to introduce the opportunity for that person who doesn't have 1,000 Rand right away to pay. And I want you to listen very carefully. I don't want people to misinterpret me. This is only when the virtual cards start. And in the way this works is you pay a monthly $8, which is 114. And then towards the end of the year, you can be able to hit your 1,000 Rand. And then what the company can do is we can auction a smaller portion for these people so that they can easily hit their 1,000 Rand. So that means we can auction and make sure that he can pay maybe 3,000. We can pay him 3,000 on the auction, and then he can be able to pay the 1,000 Rand and take his difference of 2,000 Rand. So that's very important. Now, the same with here. If someone cannot pay 10,000, okay, and then we are able to, on the website, it talks of $59. So $59.24 is 800 Rand that someone can pay per month until he's able to hit 10,000 in a year, and then he can be able to earn 60,000 per month. Or what can happen is if you start with $800 and you're using the virtual card, we can allow you to sell a smaller portion of a certain number of shares that you can be able to earn, and then you can easily pay up the 10,000 Rand in a very small period of time. And the same happens with our premium package of $117, which is 2,000 Rand per month. And this one you can be able to earn, let's say, $12,000 per month. And so what happens is someone comes with 114 Rand, and so the company can allow you, maybe if you pay 114 Rand for 3 months, and then maybe in your third month or in your second month, probably we can see how we can auction probably something like 3,000 Rand, so that you can be able to pay your 1,000 Rand, and then you qualify to start earning 11,000 per month. So we're doing that to allow as many people globally to participate, and to allow many different brackets of people who cannot afford 1,000 Rand, but maybe they would like to start with 114. But now we cannot accept that at the moment, because that will only apply with the card system. And so when it applies with the card system, you come and hit, let me say, buy here, and you fill up your names here, and you put up your email, and if you want to qualify for, let me say, 3, you can put 3, and then you say, okay, let me pay 24. So if you pay 24, then the company will know this person is serious. Let's say 24 US dollars to ZAR, which is 344. Then we can put you to auction something which can qualify for 3,000 Rand. And so you can easily pay up the whole year using a small number of shares that have been auctioned. So that way we can help even every different numbers of people that can be coming through us. Now, this the system in America is accepted to have subscription. So what happens here is that we are combining subscription with share income. So that's why we are saying you pay this amount, you own all the social media data, and you can do it with what you please. So the user own self-financing subscription model makes it possible for anyone to earn 800. So 800 is 11,000 Rand in share income per month by just being a co-owner. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible so that someone cannot say, if I don't have 1,000 Rand, what do I do? Okay, if I wait for Weonome pay. If you have already a card before Weonome Pay, fine, you can use that. If you don't have, then you have to wait for Weonome Pay wallet so that you can start to participate in this. And with 3 payments of 100 Rand, 114 Rand, you'll easily qualify to have your 3,000 auctioned shares worth of auction value, and you can pay up your all amount of $100, which is currently 1,000 Rand, and from there you will be in the position to pay up the whole year, and then you can start to earn 11K per month. So we want to make it very easy for people so that they don't feel left out, and they can really participate in this. And I think it's very, very important, and I'm very excited about that. So we are out there to help thousands and tens and thousands of people to really participate in this opportunity. So take time and read these websites of ours very carefully. We also have our policy. If you come down here, you can click our policy. This is the privacy policy in the United States is very critical for companies that offer social media services like now Weonome. So you can come and read and see all this. I don't think most of you have taken time to do that. You can come and read and see that. We have a policy. We also have the terms and conditions of Weonome. You can actually come and read quite a lot of it when you click these buttons down there. Now, with that said, I go back. I want to go back and share with you this important. Just a moment. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about the listing, which we have finished. Now, Weonome business model, which has been a very important issue. I want you guys to always understand what the business model is all about, because with that, it will be critical for us to really better understand that we connect with people and companies. With every connection, you earn money for the time you spend on Weonome, an empire that pays users back. It's not just a social network on your future and all that. Now, this is a critical issue that I'm talking about. There are some individuals who are shareholders or are not shareholders, and they have seen that there's Weonome Facebook. There's, I think, one shareholder who approached me and he said that he wanted to market Weonome, but the way we market Weonome is now different. We wouldn't want the professional approach and the way I present to you as you listen to me. We don't want our message to be misinterpreted out there. So I would request any representation of Weonome currently on Facebook to be pulled down. I know that individual, and please, you should take this seriously. Pull that down if you still want to continue to be a shareholder and who's respectable. So pull that website down. We're going to have our Facebook page up there on Twitter and the rest, because the way we market is high tech and highly professional. So the kind of information that we need to share there shouldn't be shallow. We want to make sure that it's we protect our brand for the benefit of our shareholders. So at the Weonome board, we've decided that we're going to set up our own Facebook page with directed information, Twitter, and any other, whatever that is there. There's some shareholders who send me clips of the same shareholder who posted about Weonome Facebook, because he's saying Weonome banking and stuff. That is totally misleading. it's a digital banking. We're not running an investment bank. And so that WhatsApp group that again was starting to recruit people, claiming some of the shareholders sent me the screenshot. And so that true, we don't want anyone to misrepresent us. If you're a shareholder, follow in line and make sure that you do what we have told you. Don't try and start to misrepresent. This is you cannot use Weonome to play scams. It's difficult. We are playing a very global professional, so we wouldn't want to play with anyone's money here. So we would like any representation of Facebook Weonome to be shifted, and any of our shareholders who are on this page currently, we will direct you to an important new Facebook page that Delta Belly will be able to share with you. So this is just to protect our brand, and so we wouldn't want any misrepresentation in that regards, either on Facebook, on WhatsApp group, people posting. And just as I just communicated with you, we wanted to set up an open policy to allow as many people to know about Weonome, but we have seen it's not good to mix up our shareholders who are paid up with those ones who are not paid up. Now they come in running up with a lot of negativity and stuff like that. So we're closing all those groups, and we're just maintaining with only our paid up shareholders who respect the channel of communication and what we're telling them. So Weonome is not authorizing anyone going forward to operate either WhatsApp group claiming that they want to ride on the popularity that Weonome is building, or anything on Facebook. So we are instructing anyone that is in those pages to desist and get those pages down, or else it will not be good news for them. So we want to make it very clear, please pull them down, and we're going to be able to put up very important information for Facebook and WhatsApp, so that and I think we have shareholders. Shareholders are the most smart people. They're very vigilant. They can attack the CEO, and if they see something which is not good, they will just come and alert me. So you guys, we own it. This is how it should be. So we shouldn't allow people playing on our minds at this moment. So we have already opened the doors for people to make money genuinely. So there shouldn't be any tricks or whatever. So please, we want all our shareholders to be in safe hands, and we wouldn't want to play around with misinformation and information that is not carried out. So we request and want those pages pulled down, and we're going to put up professional pages. That's what the board has decided to set up, so that we have everything that is out there looks smart, professional, and not just something that is just set up to just hit people with money. So we're not in those games. We take our shareholders very seriously, and so we want to make sure that we play up. We put up something which is serious. So by tomorrow, we shouldn't see any Facebook page talking about Weonome or any other groups apart from what we are offering to our shareholders respectively. So I hope that will be taken seriously, and those pages should come down. That's good. Now, I am now taking you to the real web development. Weonome phase 1. This is the team that is working with us. It's called Builder AI, and so we have started off officially, and they will be offering us important information. And so they took me through the whole scope of what the project is. We're going to have 99 features, advertising application API. Most social medias, they make a lot of money from the advertising application API. So that means every time when you see any kind of advertisement coming on your page, if you're on Facebook and stuff like that, but if now in Weonome, it will be something different. Any advertising that appears on your page, we're programming it for you to be paid. And so that would be very important. So we were discussing with them all these important features, custom form, categories, subcategories, push notification, profile, privacy setting. So privacy setting, it's very critical. And that's where the whole money again is, that whatever is being owned by you in form of the information that you interact with on the platform. For example, Facebook, it's very important that you know that your privacy setting is linked to the income that comes through you. We should warn you and tell you that whatever now activity that you're going to do, so much is going to be paid to you. And if you accept it, you allow the privacy settings in that regards to allow you to get that kind of earning, whatever information that is being directed from you to any other person. If it's clicking, if someone asks you to click, asks you to comment, or whatever post creations you make, we are able to make sure that we direct that to your digital account in terms of any monetization. You have a dashboard that clearly shows you that your activities of today, clicking, posting, liking, and whatever, is so much, and this is so much that it's due for you, and the settings are set in a way that you earn that kind of arrangement. So post creation, the payments, definitely we're going to have our own user digital bank. The payment administration, there will be an administration which looks to all the different kind of payment that comes in. That's very important. Order summary, advanced search, notification. Now this is more language, which is technical. Okay, link share, karma points. So karma points is, you look at a project, if you're interested in it, you look at a post, and you're able to determine is the consequence of this project that is being posted, is it going to be good or bad? If it's bad, the karma points reflect that. If it is good, the karma points will reflect that. Invite friends, add friends, Google login, gamification, and reviews, subscription billing, and stuff like that. So I normally have meetings with these guys. So they're going to cover the project for 21 weeks, and the breakdown of the timelines has been shown. And from July 15 up to designs, that's on October 20th, so that we prepare in December to really make sure that we get it. So I do have meetings with them every Wednesday, and they're all via Zoom. They'll be providing updates on the project progress, to discuss impairments, any concern. And the Delta Billy will also be coming in. He's an IT guy, so to really work together. And then real-time progress, features, document sharing, quite a lot of that. Most of this is very technical work that we'll be reviewing together in the Delta Billy. Okay, client to provide us with business function requirements, stuff. Okay, all right, we will be having different approval arrangements to make sure that everything is done, and that's very interesting. Yeah, just as I told you there, Weonome, it's going to be a social currency in gold coin. Weonome wants to purchase 60%. So from the auction participation, we're going to also make sure that part of our shares that are going to be auctioned, apart from the shares that we're auctioning for Class B shares, but we're going to have a different set of auction shares to buy approximately 60% or above of the gold coins on the stock exchange. So immediately our shareholders, first 8 million Class B shares are auctioned. We're going to have another set which will just be there to purchase quite a number of the gold coins in June that we're starting with. Okay, how Weonome will make money. I like ending with this because it means this is a fast global social network that pays you to use it, and the shareholders of AEEX automatically qualified to become shareholders in Weonome. Now, as we end this, there is that people need to know, or shareholders need to know, that Weonome especially to AEEX shareholders, was offered as a bonus for free. And also, Weonome and the Class C shareholders are also new. So some of the shareholders who have been with us in AEEX and maybe other project, Water Trade and Power, they are confusing it, and they're saying that what if you're offering people this opportunity to the announcements that I do make, or the announcements that I do make with the 14 people and also the 16 that we're going to make. It's just simply not discriminatory, because all the auction shares, all the shares are put on auction, and all Weonome Class B and Class C, these are all new shareholders. They are not linked with any of other shareholding that you have in other projects. So you cannot link Weonome shares or how we select, or how we call other people to participate, including even me. I could have been the very first one to participate, but I'm going to be the last one. So don't hear anyone who's called out or congratulated, and then you're emotional and you want to say, I've been in this company for long or what. No, Weonome is new, and AEEX is older than Weonome. Water Trade and Power is older than Weonome. So those are totally different from Weonome. So Weonome was offered to most of AEEX and Water Trade people for free. So that one alone is good enough for you to even appreciate that you're offered something. What if we were not offered at all? And then I started to issue to people, you could have really felt bad. So since we offered every AEX shareholders Weonome shares for free, the Class C shareholders have actually been paid up. So that is totally new. The way the whole arrangement is being organized is very fair, and you will definitely be able to get what is due for you, because the auctioning arrangement is fair and it's coming quick, because we have offered them all the shares on your behalf for a year. So you're not just going to earn once, you're going to earn every month, and probably you'll even earn twice, because the ones who have been chosen will only be paid another 1 month again, consistently 1 month, because they've already been paid their 11K. So for you, you will be able to get your 2 months in advance. So you shouldn't have any issues that you have not been chosen and you want to cry over it. No, it's all for everyone, and it's going to be all fair for everyone. So if you're selling the whole auctioning for the whole year, you're all good. So you wouldn't have any fears. With that said, I think let me take any questions that are there, and let's see, so that you guys can be able to sleep. I think I've covered quite a lot, and I'll be happy to take your questions. Thank you very much. Nadel Tebele.
That Peter?
Yes, I think we can take questions. I have.
Yes, I've allowed them to unmute, so we can take questions. I have more questions on the chat here, but we can allow people to ask questions.
You are now my servant. Yes, sir. The Shah wanted to have